everyone, this is Mitch, and it is Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. The Weekly Free Live Show. Of course, we are here 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never take a day off. Actually, during the All-Star break, we'll probably take some days off in July. So, say 362 days a year or something. But yeah, I probably will take those days off during the All-Star break, unless there's like WNBA or something going on. I'm not that far ahead on the schedule. You guys know I'm just worried about today. But hopefully you guys are off to a good start to the day, back in the swing of things. Hopefully if you had a holiday yesterday, you had a good one and spent it how you want to. Of course, we got 3 free picks for you today. The NBA Finals are now all set. NHL Stanley Cup Finals underway. So, lots of that good stuff going on. So, on the website, those of you that are watching this on the website, what I've been doing is I've been replacing the dog of the day on the website with the live show after the live show's over. But what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to leave the dog of the day on the home page. So on the front page of Sports Chat, the dog of the day will always be there. And then I'll just put this show on everywhere else. So if you want to see the dog of the day, it'll always be on the home page. Just figured to try something different. Yeah, the NBA sucks. I mean, you know, I think when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, it just ruined the game, right? I think when LeBron did that thing in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Bosh, things like that ruined the game, you know? It's like, you know, people hate LeBron for, you know, what he did, but they love Steph Curry. It's like, no, anyone that needs to buy a team sucks. It's what is ruining pro sports. But I don't think the Cavs have what it takes to beat the Warriors. The Warriors just have too many players, too many good players. This is really the worst team that LeBron's ever had. This is probably his greatest accomplishment, is just to get this far. I think he had some soft competition, you know, in the playoffs. He had a softened up Celtics team without their 2 best players. You know, he had a Raptors team that was kind of a joke, and the Pacers really were the ones that pushed him, right, all the way. And you know, I just don't think personally, you know, he can beat the Warriors by himself. Isn't working well for the Yankees. They have the 2nd best record in baseball. The Yankees do, and actually, this team that they have isn't purchased players. This Yankees team is actually built through youth. That's why they're not the highest paid team in baseball this year. The Yankees are actually a lot further down the list than they normally am. So, you know, the Yankees have built through, you know, youth this time around. So most of their key players are young guys that came from within the system. The only guys that make money from outside the system are Jacoby Ellsbury, who doesn't play, makes $20 million a year. So this is why, you know, we've been through this whole baseball union thing before, right? The problem to me isn't Mike Trout and Bryce Harper making $30, $40 million a year. The problem for me with baseball is Masahiro Tanaka making 20, CC Sabathia making 30, Jacoby Ellsbury making 30, Evan Longoria making 18. These are the problems. This is the problem. Buster Posey makes a ton. Yeah, Andrew Bice, long time. Welcome back. Andrew Bryce. Yeah, Yankees are 7th. That's pretty much right. But I have this talk with Craig Trapp, and I talk every night. A lot of times it's business, but I'd say a lot of times we argue things like, payroll. And he's more of like a front runner. He loves Steph Curry. He hates LeBron. He loves Tom Brady. It's like, I hate the Patriots. So it's like a lot of that stuff. And, we go back and forth. And Major League Baseball players' salaries is one of my, you guys know, one of the things is one of my big sticklers that I just bugs the living crap out of me. But anyways, yeah, I think the finals, it doesn't really matter, Next year, LeBron will get to pick. Well, right now, the lock of death looks to be the Warriors, right? But LeBron next year will get to pick what team he wants to be on. So I'd expect that he's going to be on some kind of all-star team also, right? Chris Paul is going to get to pick what team he wants to be on. You have the 76ers that are up and coming and have a lot of room under the cap. You have the Lakers up and coming, a lot of room under the cap. So there's going to be some other all-star teams next year, and LeBron's going to be one of those all-stars. So the Warriors probably should enjoy it. But yeah, I don't really know, what's going to happen in these games. We only go game by game, and I can tell you, I don't love these games, man. This NBA Finals is, I said the same thing in baseball, and it's the same thing in the NBA. It's like these guys, they won everything, and they have been the destruction of their very own sport. Their legacy will be destroyed. Let's get to baseball. Nick Kingham taking the mound in Pittsburgh for the Pirates against the Cubbies. John Lester on the road. Hasn't been spectacular on the road, but I'll tell you what, not as bad on the road as he's been. This is interesting because Anthony Rizzo is a dirty scumbag. And I think taking a guy out on a slide this has been addressed in the rule book. I mean, now, with the catchers especially, Anthony Rizzo took his leg and stuck it up in the air to intentionally try and kick this guy's legs out from under him. This was not just a hard slide. This is a leg flying up in the air to kick a guy and knock him down. If that happened in the NFL, if that happened in the NBA, that guy would be suspended for a year or more. He'd be vilified, and this guy would be seen as the scumbag of all scumbag players. Why is it okay in this situation that because Anthony Rizzo and the Chicago Cubs? It's disgusting. Guys should be thrown out of sports. It's not even the hard slide because that's part of the game. And I know they took the hard slide out of it when it comes to the catcher, so that is a rule and whatever, of the game. But sticking the leg out, you got to be kidding me that that's okay. Because if it happened in football, and say like a guy gets, say a guy rushing the passer gets tripped, right? And he comes around, he just kicks Tom Brady in the knee behind him. What's going to happen to him? Not only will he be suspended, fined, he'll be vilified for the rest of his career and the rest of his life. And why is this any different? Anyways, look for the Pirates to come out filthy today. Steaming, swinging, hitting, everything. They're gonna slaughter the Cubs here. Reverse run line, Pirates. Yeah, he'd be banned from the NBA for that. Banned. Back when I was a kid, there was a guy named Turkey Jones on the Cleveland Browns. He took Terry Bradshaw of the Pittsburgh Steelers, put him in a pile driver, and knocked him out for the season. You could Google this. Turkey Jones hit on Terry Bradshaw. Watch the YouTube video. It's not a hit. He takes his head, puts it between his legs, and the pile driver, right? We all know the pile driver. Pile drove him into the turf, thrown out, basically vilified. And this was back when, when men were men playing football. Anyways, we're taking the Pirates. Man, I am way mad about that Anthony Rizzo and the treatment of it. And if they don't say something, about this, then this is going to be a bad thing. Yeah, it's one way or the other. Either there's a rule or there's not a rule. There's not a rule for the Cubs and a rule for everybody else. Doesn't work that way. I love the over in Boston. Rick Porcello on the mound against Marco Estrada. Porcello gives up runs in bunches. We know that. He's good for 5-6 allowed every single time out. And he's good for allowing 5-6 runs every time out, but he doesn't take a ton of losses, so that means he gets a ton of run support. Faces off against Marco Estrada here. If you're going to the game, bring a glove. It's going to be a lot of balls hit out of the Fenway Park tonight. I love the over in the Blue Jays-Red Sox game. That'll be the second pick for today's show. What's wrong with the Giants and why is ESPN? I don't know. Do they think? I don't watch ESPN, so I don't know. I only watch games on ESPN. I don't watch the commentary. So they think Madison Bumgarner coming back will fix the team. It absolutely will help a huge bunch. One of the big things in Major League Baseball, and we haven't gone over this year, so I have no problem talking about it. It's something I talk about all the time anyway. But one of the worst things that can happen to a Major League Baseball team is losing your number one starter. Losing like a 5-starter or even a 4-starter is not that big of a deal. Losing a number one starter is a huge deal. Here's why. And now they've lost their 2 also. Okay, so they've lost their 1 and their 2. When the one starter goes out, everybody else needs to move up. With 2 starters out for the Giants, their top 2, you have their 4 and 5s are now guys that are really minor leaguers or long relievers. That's all they are. And your 3 is pitching against their number 1. Like normally it's Bumgarner versus Kershaw, right? That's the matchup, right? Bumgarner versus Sale. Bumgarner versus Nola. Bumgarner versus Terron, right? These have been the matchups, right, throughout the years. When you don't have your number 1, Ty Black against Kershaw. That's the difference. Ty Black, Nola. Ty Black, Chris Sale. These are problems. Ty Black, Verlander. Ty Black, Keuchel. Ty Black, instead of it being Bumgarner, Verlander, Cueto, Keuchel, now you have Ty Black, Suarez, Samardzija, right? I mean, that's the issue. A lot of people, a few guys mentioning our Braves analysis yesterday. Yeah, this is, you guys, I don't talk about yesterday. I don't pat myself on the back for winners, and I don't, kick myself too much when I lose. I definitely kick myself more than I lose, and I pat myself on the back when I win. But I will say about the Braves-Mets thing, where I said the same thing, where it's like if they can stay within 1, 2, 3 runs, and at the end of the game, the Braves are going to win. Exactly what happened, right? The thing is, this is the difference between the guys that look at a sheet, they look at a sheet and they look at stats and power rankings and ratings and piece them all together, and someone that watches all the games like I do, and you guys have seen my TV setup. That's the difference. is that we've seen this, right? We've seen this over and over again. So that's why I'm able to make more exact calls on things like that. Doesn't mean I get all the games right, but I certainly called that one to, I think, to the at-bat, right? I think we had it right down to exactly what we said. So let's go one more pick. I know you guys love the WNBA, so let's give the WNBA a crack. We know we've been killing these things, right? Yeah, we had the Braves yesterday, Vegas Knights. What was the other pick? Oh, the over in the White Sox Indians. So I think we've hit 6 in a row. I think we've hit 6 in a row on this show, right? Something like that. We're going WNBA. Money, right? Oh, this is the official WNBA team of the early start of the season of the live show at Sports Chat Place. You got the New York Liberty hosting the Dallas Wings. The Liberty 0-2, the Wings 2-2, and the Wings getting 2.5 points. The Phillies were not a pick on the show. Oh, Oakland was a pick on the show. So we've hit 6 out of 7 on the show. The Phillies were not a pick on the show. The Phillies were the dog of the day pick. But it's 6 out of 7 on the show. Anyways, I'm going to take the Dallas Wings plus the 2.5 points. And that'll be our third and final pick for today's show. I got 6 premium picks. There's a reason why Vegas puts a limit on WNBA. Yeah, I think we've hit them all. I think we've hit every WNBA team. Anyways, every WNBA game we've given out on the show. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. See you later. See you tomorrow.